Hey, my name is Anthony Fick, and I'm the Diamond High School principal. I'm here with Chris Kennedy, next year's athletic director, just board approved. Wanted to bring him in here to the Diamond Dialogue podcast. Kind of ask him some questions, let the community get to know him a little bit better. So, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Awesome.
Here today to kind of meet some of the coaches and stuff like that. I'm trying to get going real quick.
Awesome. So, kind of give us your background. Who is Chris Kennedy? Where does he come from?
Originally from Wheaton, Missouri. Played in the old gym over here, the junior high gym. So shows my age there, but played there and then went on to college and went to Central Methodist College and played basketball and baseball up there. Then started coaching. Have coached around the area. I've got a lot of experience there, coaching about every sport there is except for football. But I've been around it.
Big Chiefs fan, right?
Oh, big Chiefs fan. Oh yeah, yeah. Back to back, you gotta like that.
Oh, yeah. Going for the three-peat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're already talking about
That's
it.
right.
So yeah. But when it comes to athletic director, I've done that for about 22 years. So I've gotten a lot of experience by that, and hopefully I can take that experience and help out here.
Yep. So, you said 15 years?
22.
22 years
Yeah.
in the athletic realm, AD wise. Talk to us about your philosophy as an athletic director and what you hope to bring to Diamond.
Well, the experience of leading a group, I think, will be a big plus. We've got, some some coaches that are, young and stuff like that. And I think I've went through the process of being a coach, and I can help them out when it comes to doing their sport, from the beginning to the middle to the end of the season.
Okay. So you said you had come here today to kind of speak to coaches. Like, what's kind of your plan going into, the spring season? I know technically you're not really starting until next year, but, what's your plans for next year? How do you plan to see the athletics programs grow? at Diamond?
Well, right now I'm just kind of getting names and faces and kind of seeing where they're at. I'll probably have a meeting close to the end of the year with all the coaches that will be coming back, or the new ones if I can get them, and kind of get on the same page and kind of find out what they're going to be doing in the summertime, what they're going to be doing, what they needs, wants is when it comes to their sport. I know there's probably, uniforms and, all kinds of stuff that needs to be ordered during the summertime. So kind of get that kind of rolling. But then, just kind of get in here and get my feet wet and get going.
Sure. So from a community standpoint, and you kind of talked about it a little bit there, but what does an athletic director do?
Well, it's your department, and it's just like the high school principal or junior high principal. You have your department, and you're controlling over that department, and you're leading those guys and ladies in a direction where you want your district to go and be, presentable for the district, for your community, and go in the right direction. So as a director, I'm just directing all those.
Awesome. So, from a community standpoint, how would the community interact, or how in the past would a community member interact with an athletic director?
Well, mainly the community interacted, and they've done it in multiple ways. We've had people come in, sponsor us. We've had people come in and help us out with meals. And, there's numerous ways of helping out. So with the community helping out in different ways, and that's one of the things kind of coming in is just kind of feeling out what needs to be done here, helped, and
Sure.
kind of get us going and keep us going in the right direction.
Okay, great answers. What about frustrated parents? Because I'm sure next year, throughout various sports, you'll have a frustrated parent. What kind of process do you want them to go through if they have an issue?
Well, usually it stems from the athlete. That athlete first needs to go and talk to the coach. They need to have a relationship where there's an open door where they can go and talk and deal with whatever is making the, frustration or whatever for that parent. The kid needs to step up and maybe make conversation there with the coach. If that doesn't work out, then the parent needs to come in and with the student or athlete and work with the coach and talk to him about that problem. If I need to be brought in on that, that's fine, no problem there. But we need to have a clear, steps of doing things.
Chain of command.
Chain of command, really not a command, but just some steps on how to do this and what needs to be talked about, and discussed. So, but, we really would like to have the athlete themselves talking to the coach and
Sure.
working together, because they're there every day in practice, every day in games. So that connection right there, that's what needs to first happen.
Sure. So it sounds like if somebody was to jump the chain of command, you might redirect them back like, hey, has your son or daughter talked to the coach? Have you talked to the coach?
Yes.
And make sure that you're following those steps.
Yes,
Okay,
I
that
mean
makes sense.
that's always usually my first question. Have those two talked about it? And usually they say no, and I'll say, well, let's get that going first, and then and we maybe take steps after that. And usually when that conversation happens with an athlete and the coach, and sometimes it's assistant coach too, when they have that communication and that open communication, usually that takes and does a good job of handling whatever is making the problem.
Awesome. So, just a couple more questions. Again, we're trying to give people in the community the opportunity to get to know you a little better. Why don't you just talk to us about maybe your vision for the athletics program at Diamond?
Well, I've coached for 30 years, so it's kind of the same thing. You want them to improve every day that they're out there. You want those kids to improve every day, and sometimes it doesn't come out in wins and losses. But you want them to improve, get better. You want them to have respect for other teammates. You want them to the sportsmanship has to be at a high level. With that, all kind of mixed together, you get a pretty good program started and going in directions. I'm still kind of at the one part where, I'm trying to feel out what's, good, bad, trying to feel that out right now. So it's one of those deals that, I'll as I'm talking to coaches, I'll find out some things and probably have to tweak some things and do some things to help out.
Sure. So, last question, unless you've got any that you might have for me. What is one thing that you want the community to know about you, Chris Kennedy?
Well, I am a competitor. I will say that. And, you're talking about the Chiefs. I mean, I feel like I'm a big competitor. I want the best for kids, in my department, to do the best and be the best they can be. There's always, an avenue, and there's always things that can be done better. To hopefully get them to college and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, I like winning. I know, some people, just like to participate, but I do like to win. That's one of the things that I've grown up all my life, and as I coached, I wanted to be a winner. So hopefully that, and done it in the right direction or the right way. The work ethic, kids have to learn, and I've always been a big component of work ethic. The more you put in, the more you get out of it. So, just kind of a, meet and greet here, kind of, that's kind of a short answer.
Awesome. Well, I know everybody that I've talked to is super excited about you coming on board. If you didn't know, Chris Kennedy, married to Dr. Kennedy, assistant principal, middle school and high school. So there's that connection there. And I know that, again, everybody's just super excited to get you on board and looking forward to the transitions that you're able to bring. So if anybody has any questions or needs to reach out, Chris Kennedy, just call the high school office and we'll get you in contact with them. So appreciate you coming in and being my first Diamond Dialogue interviewee. So,
Hopefully I've done you proud.
you nailed it. Peace, guys. Have a good night.